It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat.
You know what I want?
Blaze up.
Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love. For your boy, for your boy, for your boy. Also for your boy, fix it for your boy. Drop it for your, wah 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 wah. Lift it up.
He gives me love. What's up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. You getting tickets to the Usher and Breezy concert? Hell no. Girl, I would love to. But no, I wouldn't. I don't know. I would, but I wouldn't. I don't care. It's going to be too big, too heavy, too much traffic, so probably not. I roll solo most places, and being in somewhere so big and huge is just feels so overwhelming in the moment. It's too much energy. It's too much. No, I will not be at the Usher and Chris Brown concert, even though that would be a treat. Just not in this stage of my life at the moment. But shout out to all the girls who gonna be there. I heard it's going down. They got niggas on TikTok selling, and no, the girls are selling everything. They got niggas on TikTok with their $40 out, waiting on all the girls who need a ticket. So if you are someone you know is in need of a ticket, please go to TikTok. They got niggas on there ready to pay. Now, I don't know what you got to do for it. That ain't my problem. But please go to TikTok. Shout out to the Usher and Breezy concert. But y'all, you know, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Shout out to y'all. Before I came on, I was listening to music. I was listening to Ron Osley. Yeah, Ron Osley. I can't forgive myself when I hurt you, girl. What do I do? You know, I listen to old school music. Yes, I listen to all music, but I listen to old school music too, and that's not really old. But the point is, I was jamming down. Music feeds the soul. Find some music that makes you feel good. You know what I'm saying? The beat makes me feel good. The lyrics make me feel good. Everything about it just make you feel good. Get out in the morning, walk, get some sun. Yeah, did I say Ryan Isley? Charlie Wilson, my bad. You know, I've seen him in concert. Oh, when I tell you put on a show, where did I see Charlie Wilson at? I don't want to lie. I don't know if it was in Chicago or if I seen him in New Orleans. I know it wasn't in Atlanta. I seen him somewhere. Charlie Wilson. Girl, when I tell you he put on a show, the Gap Band, he ain't had a Gap Band with him. I don't know, but it was just him. It was fire. Oh, he an Oklahoma Engine. All right. Yep. And you can say, and listen, people like Charlie Wilson with his high cheekbones. You know who else too? Clarice, you want to know what an Indigenous engine look like? Look at people like Clarice. Tyrese's high cheekbones, not just the cheekbones, but that's one of the major components. You know what I'm saying? But them cheekbones, how high they sit, and you know how they face is real defined. That's very much engine qualities and engine features. Absolutely. Who else? Little Richard. I'm talking about, like, if you drew one on paper, that's what Little Richard used to look like. Like, yeah, and the eyes. Yes, the eyes too. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. When you start looking at just regular black people, and you can see different. You can see what it is. You know, Tyrese is Chinese and Jamaican ancestry. Okay, girl. Okay. He probably do have some Chinese people in his thing. I don't know. I never seen Tyrese's background, but Tyrese is an engine. I don't know if he got Chinese in his background. I don't know if he had whatever he got, but that's an engine. Trust and believe. That when he opened his mouth, I hear engine. I hear God, so I know that's an engine. That ain't no Asian. I mean, yeah, that ain't no Asian and no Japanese doing that. You get it. See, I don't know if y'all listen to music this way, but I don't listen to people's voices because a lot of times I can hear, like, I call it God, y'all call it soul. Does that make sense? I can hear don't know. I just hear God in people's voices. Certain people, not everybody. Certain people's voice. But anyway, happy Tuesday because I'm going off on a tangent. Listen to some music. Get outside and get some sun. And happy Tuesday. Shout out to y'all if you're new to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Morning Joce. We do this Monday through Friday at some point. I'm sorry I'm late. My daddy had called me talking crazy. Me and my dad was on the phone. And it wasn't even his fault. I was already running late. So please forgive me for running late. Y'all, I went to do my workout session this morning. And it was this morning. I already knew it, but this man playing in my face. I feel played. I learned today that the reason why my 1 hour sessions have been 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 45 minutes is because according to what they say, that it's not an hour per session. It's what we do in the amount of time. So my session could be 20 minutes or my session could be an hour. Now, you know, I felt played. I ain't gonna lie, because they didn't put that in the fine print and I read the goddamn paperwork. I read it. I'm the girl, depending on the paperwork. But for the most part, I'm going to sit down and read the contract. So when we got up today and he was signing me out, I said, hey, how long was that? Because he don't know that I've been counting this time since the first day I got here. And nigga, you owe me like 45 minutes. But I didn't say that part. This is what I got in the back of my head. Like, nigga, you owe me like 45 minutes. But we get in there and I'm like, how long does these sessions last? Oh, it depends. What do you mean it depends? Oh, yeah, it depends. It could be 45 minutes, 30 minutes. It just depends on what we do in the session. I said, there go. I wish I would have just went on YouTube and went to the gym. Yes, I do. I wish I would have went on YouTube and went to the gym. I thank God I have the money to where I feel played, but I'm not going to die about it. You know what I'm saying? But let this be a lesson to y'all. This words are very powerful because they never said a 1 hour session. And that was my fault. When I went back and thought about it, they never said a 1 hour session. I assumed it was a 1 hour session. They never even put a time on the sessions. All they said was 3 sessions. 1 session. You see what I'm saying? They never put a time on it. I never talked to nobody specifically before I signed up. So that was kind of my bad. But they kind of got over on me too. So I got to take the lick. And I was thinking about hell, next week I might not even go. Then this nigga wanted me to download a app called Macros. I already downloaded the app. Now you want me to pay for Macros to count my calories? I told that nigga, hell no. I said no disrespect, but hell no. No. He was like, oh, what? No. Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. Anything else? You want me to write it down? I'm not. Yeah. He knew not to go further with that. But I'm saying all that to say, be mindful out here. Everybody out here trying to make $1. And this is a Black-owned personal trainer company. Mind you, these is Negroes. But you know, that's one thing we're going to have to work on. That's our business ethics, Black Americans. Everything ain't about the dollar. And that's why a lot of Black American businesses don't have longevity. Everybody want to make the money now. Everybody want to just sign up, get people to sign up for their money. Okay. Now they got my American Express. I use my credit card because I'm not going to tongue wrestle with you about it. See, when you swipe it and I ain't tell you to swipe it. Amex. Yeah, I did not. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm not going to, girl. Ain't gonna go back and forth with you about it. You see what I'm saying? That's why I use credit cards for certain things. I got Amex gonna back me. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna run off on the plug. I'm gonna run that 3 months or whatever. I'm gonna run that 3 months. But what I'm saying, if they ever tried to play with me, I got Amex on the speed dial, and they're gonna take care of that. But I'm saying all that to say, y'all, like, be mindful of these scams out here. Black Americans, everything ain't about $1 today. That's why we don't have business tomorrow. We got to think longevity and go back to the drawing board. It's just, moving on. I'm sorry for venting. I'm sorry. My bad. Happy Tuesday. Let's get into the morning announcement before we get into the show. And it ain't even morning, child. Let's get into the show. It's just not the greatest day for me. First of all, ground, meditate, and pray. Shout out to everybody in the building. I need y'all to ground, meditate, and pray. I need y'all to do that. We need to get back to the Most High God. That is the most important mission we have today. So please, please, please do that. Also, genealogy. We're going to be talking about that a bit today. Idris Elba What I call that man? Elbow. Idris. How you say the full name? I don't know. He fine in hell though. But Idris Elba did his genealogy and found that his lineage actually traced back to Black America, right here in the Americas. And I was saying, no wonder he walked like that. Ooh, Idris got that BDE. Ooh, Idris walked like that bitch. Ooh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Neither here nor there. Yeah, Idris, we got to talk about him. Milagro Gramz and Megan Thee Stallion. They literally went to court again, and Megan was actually denied the injunction. Oh yes, Angeline, it's a heavy walk. Listen, I'm sorry, we got to double back to this walk because the girls understand where I'm talking. Listen, it's just certain. You know, God showed out with certain things. Let me just say that. And certain men, like the Idris men, like the young Denzel, yeah, you just be like, girl, wherever you want to take me, just take me. It don't even matter. I don't care what happened. We going to jail, who cares? Go with me and girl, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Just take me. I don't know. I just get... Let's move on because this is not the time and place for this. But I'm just saying, it's something about them walks. And that Idris got that walk. He got that walk. He got it, girl. I'm telling you. Just take me wherever you want to go. I don't care where we're going. Just take me, girl. Woo. Moving on. So we got to talk about Milagro and Megan. Megan tried to file an injunction on Milagro to make it where Milagro can't talk about her. She was denied in court. Big win for Milagro, and we're here for it. We also got to get into Charles. Charles, your lunch is ready. Apparently, Charles's drugs are ready. Don't get me the line. I didn't say it. I never seen that man do no drugs. But according to his father, his daddy came online and said, pray for Charles. He high as giraffe coochie and booger sugar. Now, I don't know how true it is. We'll gather it up together and see how we're going to approach this. Then we got to get Finesse 2tymes, my little cousin. Apparently, he was booked for a show by a promoter, and when he got there, it looked like a setup for the saxophones to start playing. So my little cousin had to dip and basically not perform at the show, and this caused a lot of confusion and stuff online. But I'm on my little cousin's side because safety comes first. What you mean? They wanted him to park 2 blocks down and walk. I am the artist. I am the talent. Walk, park, nigga. Make me get a real nigga to bat the piss out. You don't play with me. Now, we'll get to it. But anyway, we got that, and I think that's kind of it. It's really a slow news day, but we'll find some stuff to Joce. You know how I go. Come on in. Get the likes up on the video, please, and thank you. I hope y'all are doing amazing, as am I. Now, hold on. If y'all didn't catch my live at the Dollhouse, make sure y'all check it out. We spoke about what we spoke about, Rocket, and what else? A few other things. Baddies with Lemmy and Scotty, and then we also spoke about Biggie and Tasiki. If anybody is interested, the Dollhouse Reacts is where that content lies, okay? Sorry. The moral of the story is this. You ain't licking this. Hold on. Okay. Now, let's start off with Monica. Now, y'all remember Sloop-Footed Monica, huh? Let me stop. Monica, you know, she hangs out with Toya and them. She be with them. She's with that ATL crew, that Dungeon crew. See, y'all thought when the Dungeon family came out, it was just about Goody Mob. No. Apparently, the ATL people love them a good dungeon. Okay? But anyway, Monica hangs with the Dungeon crew. And if y'all don't know who the Dungeon crew is, Candy Girl is the leader. And then we have Toya. I'm telling Reggie, don't come. We got Toya, the other Toya, bald head Toya, who used to be over there with Destiny's Child. I believe her too. She's just quiet, but I believe her too. Who else over there? Monica in there. Rashida, put it on her, make them wanna marry me. Her and her husband. Who else in there? Ty, the dagger Ty, Tiny and Tip, 6.5. Who else in the club? Y'all know who all in the club. Stop acting crazy. All of the ATL dungeon crew, the whole dungeon crew, all of them girls, all of these people are the dungeon crew. You got to know it. And Monica, even though she looked like she'd be out the way, yeah, Moneta too. Oh, girl, yes, Moneta, please. And I think Dagger Ty has been the most recent addition in the last maybe 5 to 10 years. No, I think Dagger Ty came on a while back. Remember, she was heavy on Love and Hip Hop when she was playing with Mimi. Mimi probably brought her in. For all we know, Portia is definitely in the dungeon crew. Girl, please. Portia, girl, please. Girl, Portia, that's why she wasn't it Portia telling Candy, you wanted to bring me down to the basement. Was you trying to bring me down to the basement? Portia wanted to go. That's the gag. It's just that they couldn't get to it that night. Portia didn't have a problem with going to the basement with Lil Tide and Candy. She didn't mind having them bound her down and climb that tree. She didn't care. Okay. But anyways, the dungeon crew is a real thing. If you don't know, you know now. Okay. And Monica is a part of the dungeon crew. Now, she's a very low-key member, and if you blink twice, you miss her. But she's definitely a president, not just a client. Be careful and be real. Now, the rumor on the street is Monica be beating bitches up. Now, I don't know how many hoes got beat up, but I do remember they said she bat the piss out of Brandy. And now that I know the Brandy that I know, sounds about right, okay? But Monica has recently came out to speak on the Ice Spice situation because everybody calls her Goonica. That's not her new Monica or moniker. That's her new name, Goonica, because people know Monica will slap you and then put it on wax. You know, kick down your doors and smack your chick just to show you Monica not having it. You know the song, y'all. If you don't know the song, you don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, people wanted to know what Goonica had to say about Ice Spice letting that girl come over there and pop her in the head at Walmart. No, it was a McDonald's. It looked like it was in a Walmart. But anyway, they wanted to ask Goonica what she would have did and how she would have handled it. And we want to get into what Goonica had to say. Now, she said she don't condone violence. This is what Monica said. She do not condone violence. She said, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Let's get into it.
What? Why y'all ask me? I saw somebody say, why y'all call her that? We never think. But also, too, I saw somebody die. He hit his head during a fight when we were young. And fighting to me looked very different after that. But I mean, of course, growing up where I did, that was the norm. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have no choice but to have hands because, baby, when a big girl pick you up and drop you, one good time, you don't let that happen twice, baby. That happened one time, okay? Because when you're fighting, you win some, you lose some. The main thing, I saw a video the other day, something happened to this other young lady. And it's like, number one, you don't ever let somebody stand over you. You don't ever let somebody's tone change and your stance not change. You don't ever leave your hair hanging or keep on heels. And you don't ever, and I mean ever let somebody walk up on you. But here's the thing. Auntie does not condone fighting. Don't do no fighting. You could lose your life fighting. What? Why y'all ask me?
First of all, shout out to Monica. She literally told y'all everything that I said. I don't know if I was on this channel or it was the other channel, but what I said was, number one, never let a bitch have the ups on you by walking up on you. That's not going to happen, number one. Number two, bitch, if you walk up on me, whether your tone change or not, I'm adjusting. I'm getting up. I'm not about to let you just be able to tower over me. And if I feel your energy change, bitch, I might swing first because I don't know where you're going to go with it. You know, it was just so many things that went wrong with Ice Spice. But again, when you're made in a lab in the industry, you don't really know these street rules. Now, Monica is my age or around my age. She grew up with me. And in my era, everybody had a fight. Even if you didn't want to fight, somehow a fight found you. Okay? That's the era I came up in. Even if you wasn't a fighter, very few people where I came from. I can't speak on nobody else. But I grew up in the 90s. Very few people that I know have never had a fight. I'm talking about I can count on one hand in the whole city. But 99.9% of the people in my hood, in my city, you had to fight. It just wasn't, even if you're not a fighter, you're going to be. You see what I'm saying? So we have different rules and regulations that we go by because we've had a lot of training coming up. So when I be seeing these little girls, I'll be like, girl, wait, huh? Like, wait, how did she, or when did you, or how was this not, you know, I just get confused. So Monica, like I said, she has the mindset of me, don't fight, but if you have to, never let a bitch get the ups on you. Never. Do you hear me? Never. Soon as the bitch would have walked up on me while I'm vulnerable in mid-bite. You feel what I'm saying? Bitch, hold on. I know you who you is. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Let me adjust, bitch. Because if I see you, if you get up and I might have to pop you upside your head with this Big Mac. You get it? Anyways, let's move on. And I don't condone fighting either. I'm 43 years old, girl, but I look like fighting. I'm a bad bitch. Girl, bye. Okay? Moving on. Speaking of an unbad bitch, this is what y'all paying for her. And I spoke about this the other day on the channel, but I want to elaborate a bit more with you guys. So this is what y'all sold out for. This is what Cardi sold out tour for. On my mama, if you didn't know who this was, and you did not have a face to say that this is a famous person, and you saw this video, you would laugh your ass off. But because it's Cardi, it's different. Again, we have lost art. We no longer appreciate art. We care more about the person performing the art than the art itself. This is why we don't have good music today. I mean, I'm not saying we don't at all, but this is why the music is where it is today. And on top of that, like who that was, Shaka Khan say, all the girls doing more twerking than performing. And it's not that the girls back then didn't show their bodies and or look sexy, but this is just ridiculous. Like, she could barely rap already, and now she hopping up and down on top. I wish the pole would have fell on that hoe. You see what I'm saying? But let me stop, because then that's mean. I'm sorry, God, because that girl ain't did nothing to deserve the pole to fall on her, that I know. So I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, you know, like, this is what y'all paying for. And then these people come to the internet. This is how it works. This is why they tell you men lie, numbers lie. No, they say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. That's a lie. Numbers lie every second of the day, because this is how numbers can lie for Cardi. Now, we know that Cardi did not give the show that she should have given. Not for the money, not for even having the show for all intents and purposes. But the numbers are going to say that Cardi sold out all of these tours, making her the first female, bop. And because the numbers and the headlines say that, people are going to say that Cardi B is a better performer or a better artist, whatever, than other people who have really genuinely put in the work. And this is where I have an issue. And it ain't Cardi's fault, it's y'all's fault. Let me get my little meme up here. It ain't Cardi's fault, it's y'all fault. When y'all be seeing how them people look at y'all, it's really because y'all really give them the shit to fan with. It's y'all.
It's all y'all's fault. Y'all messed up the family. Can't you see that?
It's like, y'all don't require these artists to do nothing but just be your favorite. And the reason I know that you know this is because when y'all go to these concerts, y'all don't even be knowing half the songs. When I grew up, when we used to go to somebody's concert, you knew the whole album. It wasn't a song, unless the only time an artist would go on stage and there's a song that you couldn't sing along with is when they were introducing new music. But for the most part, people were so infatuated with the music and the art itself, right? It didn't matter what was going on with the person. You come, put the microphone in front of you, have the band playing, and we're going to pick up the rest. But now, nobody knows the music. They don't even really care about the music. Now it's, oh, but we love Cardi. So we're going to get dressed. We're going to go down to this show and we're going to have a great time. We're going to take pictures and upload them to Instagram and Twitter and this, that, and the third. And then we're going to create this narrative that Cardi is just the best when Cardi is the least of the worst or the worst of the least, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, this is why I don't have any, like, I don't care about going to concerts. And I never really liked the big ones anyway. But it's just like, y'all don't require these artists nothing. Or nothing from these artists. And you know, it takes me back to remember when Tyra Banks, this is about to hurt, but Tyra Banks wasn't lying. Remember when Tyra Banks was talking about the show America's Next Top Model? Or was it her or was that Clear Man? And they were talking about how they kept pushing the envelope because this is what you wanted to see. You're looking at it with music. The reason why they keep going worse and worse and further away from actually giving you art is because this is what you want to see. You're not requiring these artists to actually know how to sing. You're not requiring these artists to actually know how to rap. You're not requiring nothing. So guess what? They're going to continue to make these made in the lab artists and put them in front of you, and y'all going to keep going to stay on trend. It's a mess. I love me a good chitlin circuit situation tease. Okay. Now let's move on. I just hated that. I'm like, this is, and she literally bopping around the pole. Child. Matter of fact, look at this video with this brother. He kind of explains it a bit. It's so funny that this video came up right after that. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's get into this brother. He says, before you blame the labels, before you blame the A&Rs, let's have an honest conversation. Talent is everywhere. We don't value it once the way we once did. Entertainers will run the world. It says, I hate to say it, but let's talk reality, or I'm sorry, talk about why labels can't break artists. Let's get into the video. He's absolutely right. Look at what he's about to say.
He sung the ass off. 5.3 K views, 15 shares, 16 retweets. That's a fucking girl that can sing her ass off. Now, I have an honest conversation. I put this up. Everybody was mad at me for this. Ray, what the fuck? This shit right here. Look. Oh. 140K views. 140. This is who we are, y'all. This is who we are, y'all. You can get mad at me all you want, but this is what the fuck we are, y'all. You have to fucking cut through in the ugliest ways sometimes. Bitch, you ate. What the fuck is that? It's so terrible that I start singing it. I can't fucking get it out my head. And the fucking goofy ass dance. Now I look over and Moo doing it. And then part of me want to learn the shit. But then I'm also mad at myself that I like that. Meanwhile, this other young lady is singing her fucking life out.
You said that's who we are now.
That's who we are now. So when I'm listening, I'm like, nigga, you gotta be way more than talented. Yeah. You gotta be almost a little monkey show. Yeah. Almost a little standout-ish. You have to now. Yeah. Because if you just come and show your talent, if that matters, Showtime at the Apollo will be the #1 show on TV on Saturday night still. People don't want to see talent no more. They want to see interesting things.
Yep.
They want to be entertained. You can hate me for my opinion, but I listen with an entertainment ear. I hate that nigga shit is taking off, but it's catchy as fuck. And here's the fucked up part. The way they breaking them is genius, bro. The song ain't out. They making them go on platforms, going goofy shit, doing, bitch, you ate. Everybody getting pissed, but you can't get it out your head. It ain't out. And everybody go look in the comments, though. The first 3 weeks, it was like, what is this bullshit?
Now look.
Now everybody's saying, where this song at? It ain't out. I can't find it. That's who we are.
You know, the biggest part he missed about this was the witchcraft, and I'm pretty sure he probably don't understand it. Maybe he does, but let me tell you, he's first of all, everything he said was true. People don't care about actual talent no more. This is why Cardi is who she is. Let's be honest. We haven't cared about talent in a long time. If we cared about talent, Sexy Red wouldn't exist. Let's be honest, you know. But ultimately, he made a lot of points because people only care about being entertained. People only care about the quick microwave satisfaction of whatever you get whenever you see these type of videos. But like he said, it's catchy and you hate it at first. The next thing you know, you're looking for it because you're missing out on the witchcraft. The witchcraft is, first of all, the algorithm. They're not going to push that girl who can actually sing to where they're going to push this guy who's saying, bitch, you ate. he's going to get pushed hella fast and hella high through the algorithm. So that's the first form of witchcraft right then and there. On top of the algorithm, now you got this stuff being repeated to people on loops and loops over and over to people, causing them to, even if they don't like it at first, now I like it. We've all done this with songs. I know for the song for me, I'll never forget, is Beyonce. The one that she did, Before I Let Go. I hate it. When I first heard it, it felt like chalk on the chalkboard scratching. I hated her voice. I hated everything about it. It just wasn't good. But when I tell you that song played so much on the radio that by the time I got to the cookout, I was saying, put the Beyonce version on. And by the time I realized I'm asking for the Beyonce version, I felt stupid because I'm like, I don't even like this. Whole time, now I do. I thought I didn't, but now I do. It's the same thing that the internet does, and it does it at a much faster speed so that you don't even realize that it's happening. You be done seen it the first time, girl, get that off of here. The next thing you see somebody reposting or retweeting and da-da-da-da, and then you skip past that, and by the third, fourth time you skip past, that's when the witchcraft comes in, because now you got to stop and look. And this time when you stop and look, it's, oh, it ain't that bad. It's actually kind of funny. It happens to all of us. That's the witchcraft, and that's what the internet does. But if you ask me, I don't think you have to be an idiot to join. I mean, to do well in the entertainment industry. I think, in the good words of my brother from Yin Yang Twins, you have to be an alien. You just have to be an alien. Nobody want to see what we've already seen. We are oversaturated in the field with the same type of bitch. The same girl who rap about getting money and screwing niggas. We've seen it. We've done it. We tired of seeing the lace front girls. We've seen it. We've done it. We tired of seeing the girls dressed up with all the drag. We've seen it. We've done it. We tired of seeing the BBL girls. We've seen it. We've done it. We tired of seeing the niggas. Well, I don't know if we tired. I love seeing a nigga with his gold, you know, and his chains and things. But it's just kind of the same old wash, rinse, repeat. You have to come out and not only be talented, you have to be an alien. You got to be the only person like you. If you're not, then you're not going to get nowhere. You got to make the algorithm push you. If you leave it up to the algorithm, you dead. You got to be so crazy and I'm not saying crazy in a weird way. I mean, you got to be so different that when you upload it, the algorithm has no choice but to push you, because when people see it, they're captivated immediately. Does that make sense? Girl, I should be a record executive at this point. Shit, call me. What? Get the people on the line, girl. I might as well be in developmental artists. What they call it? What they call it with them people? Girl, with them people be trying to learn how to be an artist. Put me in that. Girl, because y'all, they say $1 million worth of game, I guess, y'all. Let's move on. That's why music ain't selling. Nobody, we just don't want to see it. We're tired of seeing it. No shade to the BBL girls, no shade to the lace front girls, but we just tired of seeing it. We see it every day. It's like water now. It's everywhere. Ooh, Beyonce sounds horrible. Listen. Beyonce don't just sound flat on Before I Let Go. Beyonce sounds like somebody say you have to do it, and she say run that shit, and she ran one take and got the hell on. Beyonce sounds horrible. You know what else I don't like song? You know what other song I don't like from Beyonce? When she was saying, shining, 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 yeah. All of this winning, I've been losing my mind. I hate that. Oh my God. Don't try to hold me down. I say, yeah, this bitch in here playing. Yeah, she in the studio playing. At this part, she just saying anything. They put the beat on and she just say, I don't give a damn. Record. They hit the record. She got the hell up out of there. I say, yeah, Beyonce playing in our face. Girl, what is this? We the girl. We don't want to hear that. Beyonce ain't been right since the Crazy in Love album. Or was it one around that era? Around that era. She ain't been right ever since. Ever since she turned clear, she been a different breed. That's why I say, y'all, be mindful of them Negroes that turn into clears. They shapeshifters. You can't trust them, okay? Let's move on. Now, I saw this video. This was messed up. So, this pastor, be mindful of these pastors, y'all. This pastor This lady they must have had a supper at the end of the church. They must have had, what they call it. I ain't been to a Baptist church in years, but they must have had a supper or whatever at the end of the church, and they were giving out plates. I guess this lady who was on the streets, she must have took the pastor plate, and pastor didn't too particularly appreciate that. And the lady ended up having to respond in the way in which she should, because the pastor, first of all, I feel like this. I will never, ever in my life, in my days, ever deny a person food. Even if I feel like I hate you, bitch, if you ask me for food, there's nothing in me that'll say no. I don't care how much it costs. If you hungry and the person come to me and say, hey, can I have some food? Especially if I'm hungry and I could get another plate here. You know what I'm saying? I've always thought as a little bitty girl, you never deny a human being food. So when the lady ate the pastor's plate, me thinking, okay, I'm pretty sure they put him a nice little plate on the side, and I'm pretty sure it was special for the pastor. But damn, nigga, you got money in your pocket. This lady looks like she can't afford to go be getting nothing to eat. He really following behind the lady behind this plate. And that gave me a lot of pause for concern, because now I'm starting to wonder about this pastor's character. Now, I have to take into effect, she could be the neighborhood person who come around there always picking with them and always got some stuff. But even if that's the case, nigga, it's food. It's food. You'll live. I'm pretty sure she needed the plate much more than he did. Let's get into it.
Kim, you shouldn't be doing that to the pastor.
Hell fucking yeah, I'm doing it to a pastor, nigga.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Any pastor don't put you at no fucking church, okay? That ain't what pastors do. Am I right or wrong? Pastors pray over you, right? Evidently, I'm going through some shit. You feel me?
I don't care what you're going through, what you don't curse.
Now that's the type of pastor you want.
Come on, Kim. Let's go.
You ate that food, Kim.
Hey, do that. Right now I'm not playing, B.
You ate that food, Kim.
Do that. Look at me, I'm not playing.
And she hurt. And she hurt. Like she said, listen, if the church is doing what it's supposed to do, or at least what it says it's supposed to do, they really supposed to be helping the community, bro. It's fucking food. Like, come on, man. It's food. It's food. Like I said, it just made me look at the pastor different, because even if she's the neighborhood idiot or the neighborhood drunk or drug dealer, or not drug dealer, or drug user who always on some stuff, it's food, man. You could have left there and went straight to the Golden Corral, you and the first lady. Y'all would have ate good. You know, don't get me wrong. I know somebody probably put some fire-ass ribs on the grill. I know. Oh, I've been yearning for somebody to put some food on the grill for so long. I want to do it, but it's not the same by myself. Anyways, I'm off to the subject. I get it. Somebody probably cooked a fire dish and you really, really wanted it. But you're the pastor. You could pull that person aside and be like, hey, my food ended up getting ate. Can you make me a special plate? I'm just saying it's food. It's so much other things this pastor could have did, but to follow that lady behind that food, that was wrong, in my opinion. But again, I don't know all the details. I just thought that was fucked up. Now, one more thing. Jocelyn's pregnant and she's showing off her baby bump. Sorry. She's showing off her baby bump. Let me see. I like that outfit, but I just would ask, for the girls who are hot girls, y'all always gotta like be showing your ass even when you're pregnant. I'm just saying, like, anyway, I like the outfit. She looks good, but I don't care, because at the end of the day, she's still an evil bitch. But I do hope she have a safe and wonderful pregnancy. Congratulations, I guess, to Jocelyn and her pimp. Let's move on, because it wouldn't surprise me if he be going upside her head. That's why she be on the show going upside them girls' head. You know how it go. Displaced anger type shit, you know what I'm saying? Or at least that's what they call it. Now, I want to get into this Milagro versus Megan Thee Stallion tea, y'all. Did y'all know about this? So if y'all haven't been following, let's get into it. Wait, before we get into it, let me read a couple of super chats first. Hold on. Stab and a half, thank you for the super chat. Stab and a Half says, that Lucy girl with Ice Spice irritated me so bad. Is that her name? Is she still cool with the girl? Because girl, is she still cool with the girl? That's what I want to know. Because if she's not still cool with the girl, then it makes sense. But if she is, then they need to come double back and beat her up again. Period, point blank. Stylist, assistant, friend, I don't give a damn. If I get popped, you better be popping. You get it? Say what I said. Jay New Orleans, thank you for the super chat. Says, good after morning time for breakfast and to out this grill together. Mr. Tendernism better watch the throne. And right, because he don't deserve it. Speaking of, did y'all see he was over there? He's supposed to be going to New Orleans for Keith Lee. So apparently Keith Lee got this taste of, I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be in New Orleans. NOLA, because I don't know nothing about NOLA. I know everything about New Orleans, nothing about NOLA. But Keith Lee has this thing in NOLA. Let me pull it up. And he's got Mr. Tendernism gonna be there. Keith Lee, Mr. Tendernism. Get him on here. Tendernism. Hold on. Oh, here you go. Did y'all see this? Let me pull this down so y'all can see. So Keith Lee got Mr. Tendernism to do this thing in New Orleans. It's a food festival that they're doing in New Orleans. And Mr. Tendernism is going to be featured there with Keith Lee. Now, one thing I did hear about it, anybody from there who could tell me, but I did hear that he made it to where the locals have priority or something like that. As far as vendors, he made it to where they're not paying as much. He's actually covering some of the costs for the local vendors to come out there and actually share their food. And that's what I'm talking about. Because so often now when you go to New Orleans with these festivals, it be something from everywhere but New Orleans. Or it be people that's not from New Orleans cooking that food. New Orleans food is not the same way the way it was back then. And when I say back then, I'm talking about for y'all who be coming to visit. A lot of these people be foreigners cosplaying like they know what the hell they doing and they not. Clears and Negroes alike, okay? So be mindful of that. I love that he have the local vendors are going to be able to do their thing. Let's get into it right quick.
First of all, the fact that this is the first time in
It
person.
is. Yeah. I feel like I've known you for years.
Man, you know, boy, look at here.
Look at here.
I told you he's talking catchphrases. Look at here. Look at here. I ain't gonna say many words.
What is it? How does it feel to be in the room with the man that really set this journey?
Hey,
It's him, man.
Hey,
Oh,
look
him.
here. Hey, man up above.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
God.
Hey, he make things work.
Man, do his name.
Hey. And he sent his folks around.
Yeah.
And he say, go on, bless him, boy. And he come on down here. Young man.
Young man.
Boy, my mouth.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Keith, what you said is, this talent is the talent.
Absolutely.
But your platform allowed Walter to spread his wings.
He was
and
going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
He was going to be exactly where he was supposed to be at all times. I'm just blessed enough to have a platform that happened to be, in this case, any part of the journey. But it's his journey that he was on anyway.
Yes.
He's going to be where he's going to be at. For sure.
And you said Walter's going to be where he's going to be at. And guess where he's going to be at? You want to tell him?
Okay. So we're going to give him an exclusive. It's going to be at Family Day.
Hey! Tendernism. Yeah.
I love that.
I bet you didn't know that.
I can't be around no fighting and shit right now.
So he's definitely going to be at Family Day. That's the name of it. It's called Family Day now. And I think that's dope. Shout out to Mr. Tendernism and Keith Lee. And I love that Keith Lee didn't try to, and he seemed like a humble dude, so I didn't think he would. He basically said what was the truth. God put me in the path to bless him, and I just did my part and went about my business. Because see, this is another thing too. And a lot of y'all who start to make success, y'all are going to run into this as well. You're going to run across people who are going to look at you and be like, well, I helped you do this. Or if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have. A lot of people don't understand that God might put you in a pathway to just be an assistant to somebody else. That don't mean this is all you. Okay, Keith Lee, yes, he did shine more light on Mr. Tendernism, but I'm with Keith Lee. He was gonna be doing that regardless. He was gonna blow up anyway because he was his own thing. He was an alien. Nobody was doing what he was doing, and yeah, it was on him. It was a calling on him. And anyway, hopefully he's not working with that clear man. We don't know. We'll see on another day. Let's move on. Now I want to get into Milagro and Megan Thee Stallion for y'all who don't know. So for y'all who don't know what's going on with this, Megan Thee Stallion had a court case with Milagro Gramz, who is also a content creator. She's a YouTuber. She does Radiohead or Station Head, whatever it is. She does a few platforms, Twitter, I believe, and some other things. Now, Milagro had alleged that Megan had alleged that Milagro had been stalking her, harassing her online, and that she had encouraged people to go watch a fake PORN of her, right? She was basically going to court saying that this blogger is just ruining my life. This is what Megan went to court to say. So they finally go to court. The only thing I think that Milagro, if I can recall, the only thing that Milagro really got caught up on was sending people to go watch the fake PORN. But other than that, Milagro walked away pretty good in the case. Well, Megan, afterwards tried to sit an injunction on Milagro to where Milagro can't speak her name, say nothing about her, nothing of that nature. And this is what we're going to get on the update today. Now, I want to say this. It seemed like what Megan was trying to do is what Cardi B did to Tasha K. Do you know how like Cardi B got it to where in her settlement, Tasha K can't mention her, can't say her name or nobody associated with her? I think Megan thought that because she was a celebrity, Milagro was a blogger, I can get kind of the same privileges and the same rights. But it's different, completely different situations. And it's just different all across the board. But we'll get into it. Let's get into the like button too, but let's get into the headline. It says, Megan Thee Stallion requests to block Milagro Gramz from speaking about her denied. Judge rules it violates First Amendment's right to free speech. It says, Megan Thee Stallion, born Megan Pete, just lost her bid to block Milagro Gramz, born Milagro Elizabeth Cooper, from continuing to speak about her. In October 2024, Megan sued Cooper for defamation, alleging she was his mouthpiece, puppet, and paid surrogate for rapper Tory Lanez, who was convicted in Megan's 2020 shooting. Megan accused Cooper of participating in a targeted and coordinated social media campaign to intimidate, harass, and defame her. Megan accused Cooper of trolling and spreading knowingly harmful content and falsehoods, like a viral sexually explicit deepfake video of Megan, to punish an attempt to discredit her after publicly naming Lanez, born Daystar Peterson, as her shooter. In December 2025, Megan was awarded $75,000 after a federal jury in Florida found Cooper liable of defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and promoting the deep fake. But a day later, the judge lowered the damages to $59,000 after entering the final judgment dismissing the defamation claim, as the jury listed Cooper as a media defendant. TMZ News now reports a judge has denied Megan's request for a permanent cyber-stalking injunction against Cooper. Despite Megan alleging the harassment continued after winning the defamation case, the judge ruled there's no evidence meeting the injunction's requirements, like Cooper ever trying to physically track her down, attend her concerts, or directly contact her. The judge said Megan has proved she is in any real imminent danger, with threats only a possibility. Citing Megan's lawsuit win with the money damages, the judge says she's already won in the law's eyes. Even though the judge has the power to offer additional relief, they have found a reason to do so. It says they also believe that granting Megan's request, it would be an impermissible prior restraint on Cooper's First Amendment right, essentially violating her freedom of speech. Okay. So they're saying it's going to be an impermissible prior restraint. Megan's request Oh, they also believe that by granting Megan's request, it would be an impermissible prior restraint. Okay, so this is what it is for all intents and purposes. Megan tried to say that, hey, this content creator is harassing and bullying me online on behalf of Tory Lanez. She working with him, and basically they work behind the scenes so she can come on the internet and say all of the things that he can't say. This is what Megan was trying to say. They go to court. Court said, yeah, we kind of see it, but we don't. So we'll grant you some things, but we won't grant you all. Megan then tries to double back and say, I don't want her to be able to say my name at all. And it sounds like the court is like, hey, girl, we can't grant that because there's not enough evidence for us to grant such a thing. Meaning this girl ain't literally harassing you and stalking you like you putting in this paperwork. Like, go lay down. It's what the people is trying to say. And this is the thing. Celebrities for a long time have gotten away with that. They figure because I'm a celebrity, I have the bigger name, I have the bigger following. All I have to do is say it, maybe pay a few judges, and I'm good to go. But the fact of the matter is when they win those type of cases, it really messed the rest of us up because then they become case law, case study, or whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, Megan should not be over there asking for no damn injunction. Ain't nobody stunting Megan. The only time we even talk about her is when this case comes around. Nobody's checking for her music. Not even the hotties. Hello? Is y'all there? So what else is we going to talk about? Megan, if you had not had this situation with Tory Lanez, you would have been an afterthought years ago. Yes, you look great when you twerk. Other than that, there's nothing else that we need to see. Your lyrics done turn trash because you focus more on your ass. So, you know what I mean? Like, girl, who you think you is? I'm so glad Milagro won this. This is a good win for Milagro and a great win for all of us because she does have a right to free speech. The Tasha K and Cardi B thing is not the same as what Milagro is dealing with because you got to think about it. Tasha K, that whole thing went differently. She had sent Tasha K cease and desist. It was found in court that Tasha K did lie and did make a lot of stuff up and did all kinds of stuff. So Tasha was actually found guilty of her things. I can see the judge turning around saying, yeah, keep her name out your mouth. But this girl wasn't found guilty of all of that stuff. I just think, I don't know. Shout out to Milagro. That's a big win. I'm here for it. Get the likes up on the video. Get the likes up on the video, please. I just hate that, though, because them celebrities started becoming bullies. They literally started becoming, she represented herself without a lawyer. Meantime, yay! But, that's one thing I did see about Milagro that I did like. Because, Milagro always said, at least from when I first seen her, that she was college educated, meaning she not stupid. Because college educated, I know a lot of stupid college educated people. Milagro, you could tell if you listen to her that she not no dumbass girl. It makes all the sense in the world that she went in there and represented herself and still came out the way she did. Because a lot of times, them people be having money. Megan slow as a turtle. I said what I said. I know she got a degree and all y'all know, and this for people who don't have degrees. All y'all know is y'all see people with degrees and think that they automatically smart. Megan got a degree in medical billing and coding, bitch. She a medical secretary. Please. Hello. No shade. Shout out to the medical secretaries. I'm not shading you. But I'm just saying, we not about to act like Megan went study some real shit. That bitch over there filing paperwork for the nurse. Nurse! Do they have more paper clips in the bike? Or do we need to make another run to Office Depot? Girl, lay. Please. So we can see who's the most intelligent here, Let's move on. Shout out to Milagro. Shout out to Milagro Gramz. I'm here for it. I'm just saying, that's what she do. That's what she do. That's what the job is. It's a medical secretary. We got more erasers in the bike. You want me to file this today or wait till tomorrow? Can I get your name and I'll get the doctor in? No shade. I'm just saying we got to call a thing a thing. Y'all be wanting to put 20 on 10 on people's lives. Let's take the 10 off and keep the 10 on 10. She a damn medical secretary. Said what I said. And I believe somebody did the homework for that. Let's move on. I believe one of her homegirls was around there turning in her homework and taking the test for that. Said what I said. Megan does not seem like the brightest cookie in the cookie jar. She doesn't. She's a beautiful girl. She just don't seem like. No shade. I think I got to stop saying no shade because every time I say no shade, I think about what I said right before that and it be all shade. I got to stop that, you know? Let's move on. Oh, wait, before we get on Charles, your lunch is ready. Let's get on my little cousin. OM. First of all, y'all promoters is not about to get him caught up. Let's start that first. Finesse 2tymes. My little cousin Finesse 2tymes. He had a show that was booked by a promoter, right? Now, first of all, red flag number one, too many niggas outside at night. Disaster waiting to happen. I don't even have to be the artist. If I'm pulling up in the club down the street, I'm not going down the street because guess what? Too many niggas in the dark with cars. I don't trust it. Too many niggas. So many niggas, it's enough to start a Tarzan movie. Too much after dark, in my opinion. No shade. I love my people, but this is very sketchy. So Finesse gets called to a booking. The promoter books him for said booking. And when he get there, not only can he reach the club, the people called and told him he got to get out the car, park 2 blocks away, and walk down. You mean you want me to walk through Hell's Kitchen to get to perform? Nah, my little cousin said he can't do that. So he ended up leaving. He had Suge in the car. He said he can't risk nothing happening to his baby mama, his old lady. He loved her down. So he got the hell on. And people felt some type of way, but you know what? Safety first. I don't give a damn about them niggas. They already drunk off that cheap liquor. They ain't gonna remember nothing tomorrow, no way. Okay? Let's get into the message, or at least the video. Finesse says, 3-hour flight to Benton Harbor, Michigan, only to be told by the promoter and the police to get out my truck and walk 2 to 3 blocks. He says, out your effing mind. Who sent you? Jay Prince Jr.? He says, I have the mother of my child with me on federal probation. No, it's not worth the risk. Rebook, make sure it's more safe, and was there, and we there. He says, fuck you talking about, it ain't gonna be that easy. So I guess he felt like they was trying to set him up. Let's get into it, child. Shout out to my little cousin for having situational awareness. That's what I'm talking about.
I did my job. One more time. We was stuck.
I ain't gonna lie. Just seeing them hoes twerking on top of the call. Skirt. Wheel this bitch back around. Hell no. Just them hoes on top of the car, and it's dark. Now, it's one thing because I'm from New Orleans. In the daytime, second line, yeah, them hoes be outside. That's different. I'm talking about it's outside, and you hoes is on top of the car. Yeah, it's time for me to go. I got to go.
So we were scheduled to be here at 1:30.
1:15.
It was 1:30 on the contract. All right, we pushed it up a little bit. Okay, but this should have been clear.
It's out of control.
Yeah, no.
Hey, load up. They lied though, but shit, it's too live to the point we can't even get to the show.
We can't even get
I love around. I did my job. Y'all, Michigan, but shit, I came, I saw, I did my part. Look, wrong down the wrong side of the street. This shit finna go on. We can't even look at this shit. We can't even. What the?
This is crazy.
Then when we get back on the street, we ain't gonna be able to get back turned around for real, bro. we making this left turn on the street right now.
Y'all, Michigan, but
promoters ain't shit.
And they be having the nerve to want a nigga to put them on flyers and shit. Do all kind of extracurricular shit.
Security, they security not doing. No, I ain't see the security yet.
Diddy blocked the street. I know that.
No, Diddy gonna block your office. So. You over here by these police officers?
promote.
They got this shit. We can't even.
It's one way in, one way out.
One way in, one way out. What the fuck? So ain't there another way we can get through this shit?
These two lanes.
What the?
Yeah, or you at least block off one side of the street so we can come down there. Yeah, we finna roll though.
Yeah, we here.
This motherfucker lit though. Yeah. This bitch out there. What the fuck going on down there? They got this shit. We can't even.
So, first of all, I say shout out to Finesse, because even if you need the money, like he said, who sent you J. Prince Jr.? Somebody said it in the comments. Insurance money. That's how artists get caught up all the time. Remember, I told y'all never to chase the bag, because for the love of money is the root to all evil. You running behind that bag, not thinking. He been and parked that car, got out the car, niggas ran up on him, and then next thing you know, we had a funeral tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, he would have been thinking, I'm just going to make my bag. You got a whole lot of people that really want his head. He's smart. I wouldn't have went out there neither. I don't give a damn how crunk it is. And whoever the promoter is to set him up to have to park 2-3 blocks away and walk, that's shady within itself. And I don't give a damn. Take me to court. I'd rather be alive and in court to testify than dead sitting up here thinking I shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know? I think that was smart of him. And y'all got to be mindful. These promoters will set you up. Everybody has a price. Everybody got a price. So it could be J. Prince Jr. hit up the promoter and be like, hey, do this, do that. Hit up security, even topped off the police. Let's talk about it. They even topped off the police to make sure when it pop, nobody get caught. Girl, y'all don't know how deep this stuff go. Girl, please. You know? And where's Suge? Where's your intuition, Suge? You too quiet at the wrong time. I know Suge normally be quiet, but girl, you quiet at the wrong time. Because see me, my nigga wouldn't have had to say we ain't going. As soon as we'd have spent the block, oh girl, we not going up in here. You about to go? Or you want me to drop you off? Oh, gotcha. No, ma'am. And I would have been telling my man, no, babe, something in the milk ain't clean over here. We got to go. Oh, no. My intuition don't lie to me. My intuition don't play. Okay? And if I say something in the milk ain't clean, it's dirty as a dog in there. You get it? But anyways, so now Academics heard about it, and he spoke out about it as well. It says, Academics don't blame Finesse 2tymes for leaving after pulling up to Detroit to show up for club promoter to tell him to leave his car 3 blocks away and walk with the venue. It says the situation involving Finesse 2tymes and his failed Michigan appearance has become a flashpoint for debate in April 2026, following his scheduled performance for JK Day at Crystal Star Square. It says, despite being the headliner act for the Aries Bash, where is that? For the Aries Bash in Benton Harbor over the April 18th, 19th weekend, the Memphis rapper allegedly finessed the promoters by showing up to the venue, assessing the situation, and then abruptly leaving without performing a single song. Reports from the ground suggest that while the event was marked as a guaranteed sellout, a disagreement regarding the fulfillment of his rider or the final payment may have triggered his exit. Fans who paid upwards of $374 for VIP experiences were left in a state of chaos, with many taking to social media to document the empty stage and demand refunds from the organizers at God Sent Me ENT. Girl, I know you lying. Not the promoter named the company God Sent Me. God ain't sent you, nigga. You a lie. You is a lie, and that's why you're on blast, nigga. Why would you name that company that? God did not send you. God did not tell you to start this promoter company so you can set niggas up in the hood. That is a lie. You see how that go? Oh, you dirty dog. Girl, this is ridiculous. It goes on to say, this incident adds to a growing list of no-show allegations that have trailed Finesse 2tymes through 2025 and early 2026. Further complicating his reputation as a reliable tourist artist. It says critics and industry commentators like DJ Academics have already begun weighing in, suggesting that the rapper's history of illegal turmoil, including recent drug charges and probation scares, may be bleeding into his professional business conduct. While Finesse has often defended his actions by claiming he won't perform if the business isn't right, the Michigan exit, this Midwest exit has left a sour taste in the Midwest, with local performers warning others about the risk of booking the back-end star. As of April 20th, the promoters are reportedly seeking legal counsel to recoup the massive losses from the failed event. Let me say this before we get into that fat, funky DJ academics. Don't let that nigga trick you up out the street, cousin. Because see, a fat, funky nigga like him who never leave from behind a computer will tell you, oh, you do have a reputation. You need to fix that so you can start compromising what you're feeling. Your intuition has been guiding you right. It's kept you alive. If the money ain't right, or not the money, if it don't feel right, don't go. These niggas ain't gonna die. I don't give a damn where it's at. If it don't feel right, don't go. You be done messed around, not paid attention to your inner compass, and be done led you down there, and now you see what I'm saying? I don't let nobody tell you otherwise. I just want to say that before we get into the act, because I feel like that's what he's going to say.
And apparently he took a 3-hour flight there, and he said he was told by the promoter and the police that he had to get out his truck and walk 2 to 3 blocks just to get to the club he was going to perform. He says, who the sent y'all? J. Prince Jr.? Basically, he's saying he can see a setup from a mile away. He said, I got a mother of my child on federal probation. Oh, nah. He's like, it's not worth the risk. Rebook me and make sure it's more safe, and we're there. You talking about? It's like, it ain't going to be that easy. And I got to say, I agree with him. You book an artist, he flies to your city, and you can't have him pull up to a back entrance. He got to walk 2 blocks. And apparently he took a 3-hour flight there, and he said he was told by the promoter and the police that he had to get out his truck and walk 2 to 3 blocks just to get to the club he was going to perform. He says, who the sent y'all? J. Prince Jr.? Basically, he's saying he can see a setup from a mile away. He said, I got a mother of my child on federal probation. Oh, nah. He's like, it's not worth the risk. Rebook me and make sure it's more safe, and we're there. You talking about? It's like, it ain't going to be that easy. And I got to say, I agree with.
So, because it sounds like he's looping. See, if you just read the headlines, you think that Finesse just running off on the plug. But it sounds like a lot of people are putting him in compromising situations. And it sounds like Finesse is taking his first mind for real and saying, I'm not going. If it don't feel right, he ain't going. And that's what he should do. But it also sounds like now the industry is going to try to either flush him back into going to all of these shows or get him out of the paint. And how they're going to do that? They're going to start muddying his name, making his reputation bad, telling other promoters, hey, don't book Finesse. He already getting hated on by other artists, right? So now it's going to be, oh, don't book him. He don't show up. He this, that, and the third. Nobody's going to go look into why. And people are very political. So it's, oh, if my friends say don't book you, I'm not going to book you. Or if my so-and-so say don't book you, I'm not going to book you. They very weird like that. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, this is just my thing. Finesse can make a whole lot more money online, but I get it. He loves music, so he has to do that. But if I was him, like I said, don't let these niggas trick you off your spot. If it don't feel right, fuck them. You get it? See, this was going to keep you long in the game. Because see, Finesse is different from the rest of these rappers. Finesse is an entertainer. And when I say he's an entertainer, I'm not saying like he could dance or nothing. What I'm saying is he don't have to be rapping and you still are intrigued when he get in front of a camera. He's an entertainer. He can sit at home and go live all day and make more money than he would have made on any of them shows. So obviously either he's making the money now or he's getting to make that money. And once he get there, then he'll be able to make more money. I mean, not make more money. Then he'll be able to really kind of work how he want to work, but he don't need that shit. Fuck them niggas at that club. Them niggas gonna be all right. I know buku niggas that was supposed to be at a club and didn't show up. Them niggas wake up the next day mad, and then 2 days later they be them forgot. Child, let's move on. They be all right. They'll be just fine. Now, I want to get into Netta and Charles. Did y'all hear about Netta and Charles? Allegedly, Charles is on drugs. First of all, let's go get Netta and Charles. Y'all know Netta and Charles from Charles, Your Lunch is Ready. Let me get it on here. Miss Netta and Charles. A new boy in the neighborhood lives downstairs and misunderstood. He's there just to take good care of me, like he's one of the family. Charles in charge. Let me stop. Let's move on. Oh, Charles. Let me show y'all Charles so y'all can know who Charles is.
It's funny. You know, they are you ring?
Hold on. That's Miss Netta. That's Charles' husband / wife. Hold on. Let's just go on their page. We might can find something. Here they go. They should be on here.
Stop lying, Charles. It's not rubbing my legs. Quit telling lies now.
Well,
oh, hold on.
I'm not rubbing your legs.
That is horrible. They want to see some mess. But listen, I can't wait for you guys to come to my place.
They can see mess all they want, but guess what? It won't come from me. I'm not making no mess.
Oh, no. Well, that's a good thing.
But either way, I'm not making no mess. I just, you know, I'm just addressing the mess. I'm not being messy.
Well, blessed in the name of Jesus.
Now, is y'all saying they not together no more?
So I ain't embarrassed of a goddamn thing I do when I do it on social media. So it is what it fucking is. Bitch, yes, I got bumps, pimples, and all that shit in my motherfucking face. Bitch, it don't take a rocket science to figure that shit out. But you want to go on there and you want to pick about it with your motherfucking ugly ass. That's to what I had to say. And y'all don't forget to go over there and tell who gave me the herpes.
Okay, I don't think that this is their page. I think that this is a parody page. This can't be their page because I don't think Miss Netta will be posting these takes. But ultimately, here go Charles. Hold on. I don't think Miss Netta will post these takes. I just don't see it. You know, this might be a parody page. Why is this thing taking forever? Nigga said, who gave me the herpes? What?
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. It's good. The barbecue sauce tastes good. Mm-hmm. Let me see what this tastes like. Let me try these baked beans.
Right off the bone.
Mm. That baked beans kind of taste like they came out the can with a little sugar on them though. That's what I like about them. They kind of sweet. Let me see what these mashed potatoes is about.
One thing Charles gonna do is eat. That nigga be hungry. He be making me want to eat. I ain't gonna lie. That nigga be hungry.
That's good. I guess the mashed potatoes don't came. They ain't all that thick. Let me see what they.
Anyways, y'all kind of get the drift. Charles and Miss Netta became famous because she cooks. She's a he though. She's really a he. But Miss Netta is really a he who cooks for her man. And people really couldn't believe that they were together. I think that's why they really came on like that.
Charles live yesterday. Charles didn't go live yesterday. When he went live yesterday, he went live with me and we was out to eat. What you must be talking about another day. But anyway, Charles went live yesterday and that was after the funeral when we were sitting.
We've gotten enough. Anyway, Charles, they have high internet fame. Everybody was like freaking out, like, oh my God, we love Charles and Netta. At one point, they were literally everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden they fell off. They did get bullied a lot by other Black people. Yes, they did, but they still ended up falling off, in my opinion. Meaning I stopped seeing them as much as I was at one point. Well, fast forward, Charles's dad has come out recently saying that Charles is on drugs. And I said, what? So according to Charles' daddy, that's the boy in the relationship, even though both of them are boys. According to Charles' daddy, he said that he trying to get Charles off drugs and Charles can't do it. I don't know. Let's just get into the video. It says, man claims to be the father of Charles, said that Charles has been found and he has been getting high and going to them dope houses. Let me say this too. The rumor is he not with Netta. They say he done left and got high, went to the dope houses, and now they can't find him. Let's get into it.
We found Charles. Charles been riding around getting high. And all of that, him not answering the phone, that was just him being too high to answer the phone, and the person that he was with answered the phone for him. He kept telling me that he was out of town. Nope, that dude was here at all of the dope houses getting high. I still haven't had a conversation with him. Everything is still through text. The only reason I know he's still alive is because I rode right past him in traffic. So he alive. Him and his dog was driving. He didn't say nothing to me. I didn't say nothing to him because he's still texting. He still won't answer his phone. So as of right now, I deleted him from everything and we don't talk. We found Charles. Charles been
So I guess Charles was missing. I didn't know all of this. So Charles was missing. They couldn't find him. And the man said he saw Charles and the dog riding up the street. Charles didn't speak to him. He didn't speak to Charles. And they went on about their business. Listen, it makes sense because what people don't tell y'all is a lot of those, especially social media people, people who get burst into social media fame, like overnight, like, you know how you go to bed and then you wake up and one, like nobody know you today. And then you wake up tomorrow, now everybody knows you. There's a lot of psychological downfall to those people because what happens is they get that high of getting up there, they get the fame, they get the attention. And then after that, you know, here comes the bad, obviously the haters. And then on top of that, you got the downfall, the road downhill. Nobody talks about that, but I think that that's some psychological stuff that need to be spoken about because it sounds like that's where Charles is. Charles is at, I'm sorry. He's on his spiral downhill. They've already went up, had the fame, had the fortune, had the attention, and then it kind of dwindled down throughout the hate and all this other stuff. And now here we are where he's on drugs. He could have been on drugs the whole time. But again, it could be spiraling worse now. I don't know. Don't get me to lying. But I'm just saying, like, it just sucks that he's on drugs and jacked up. Or maybe he just don't want to be bothered. Maybe he just don't want to be bothered. Who knows? Miss Netta's still trying to hang on, you know, with her social media presence. But it's just not for everybody. It's not. But prayers up for Charles, man. I hope Charles get all right. He don't deserve to be jacked up like that, I guess. Prayers up to Charles. They say, Charles, your drugs is ready. Now I know you lying. That's big. Jay New Orleans, thank you for the super chat. Says they need to train them on customer service, food good, but attitude horrible. I think I read that one. Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you. I think I read that one. That's this one. Mother Tree Moon, thank you for the super chat. Says, aren't Netta and Charles for your other channel? Yeah. For the most part, I don't talk about them though. I was talking about them more when they first popped off. And honestly, when I was talking about them, it was really to help up for them because the gay community was bullying them. Black women was bullying them. I'm not saying that they don't deserve it, but I saw a lot of my people bullying them. So then it made me come out and say, nah, y'all doing them people dirty. Just leave them alone. Let them do their own thing. But I was doing a lot of that content at the dollhouse, but you know, it's just a little update. Why not? Yeah, I didn't like the way the internet black people were treating them. I thought that was messed up. But it's the same way I feel about the way black people treat Clarissa Shields and Summer from Baddies and who else. And again, people may not see it my way, but I'm watching my people, the same people who cry about being racist. I mean, having stuff done to them. I watch them do the same thing to our own people. That's why it'd be people who won't even be asking for no problems. That's crazy. Let's move on. We got to get into Idris Elba. Yeah, we got to get into Idris Elba. So, but before we do that, hold on one second. It was a very slow news day today, y'all. Like extremely slow. Like there was literally little to nothing happening today. Let's just joke some stuff on Twitter. I got a couple of videos I joke with y'all before we get into Idris Elba. All right. Reverse reparations for the immigrants. Let's get into this video of this brother. When I think he was talking about, I can't remember, but I think he was talking about how the Africans, all of the things that the Africans got in place of what we were supposed to get. That's what it was. So, okay, I told y'all about how one of the reasons, I'll give you an example. One of the ways I told y'all we've been stolen from under our noses through the HBCUs. I've showed y'all on this channel how all of the melanated and non-melanated immigrants get all of our set-asides, benefits, and everything from the HBCUs under the minority of people, or under the banner of people of color, okay, or minorities. They use these broad terms, and then they take the resources that belong to us, and they give it to all of these people that are foreigners. This is why you're starting to see an influx of Africans, an influx of Black Hispanics and Black Caribbeans in HBCUs. It is not because they love you down. It is because they get free education. Not only do they get free education, they get free room and board. They get all kind of free grants. They get all kinds of stuff. Black Americans, on the other hand, have to apply for student loans, have to hope financial aid come through, and God forbid that don't come through. They ready to kick your ass out ASAP Rocky. Okay. Yeah. They literally get paid to be at your school, to march with your D9, to march in your band. They literally get paid to come to school with you. They will never tell you that, but all of these immigrants were getting paid for that. This is what I liked about what Trump did. Trump repealed the DEI stuff out of the schools to where now they can't go under that umbrella saying, give me that money. I also told you guys that now that money has been freed up, Black Americans need to be putting together some stuff and going down there telling these people at these HBCUs, run me my money. Because all of this money they was giving to these immigrants always belonged to you, Black America. I know I'm $50,000 damn near in student loans right now. I thank the Most High my daughter don't have none. And I worked hard to make sure that don't happen. But I'm saying all that to say, I owe money, and most people who done step foot inside of an institution owes money as well. But these immigrants get to go in and come out with nothing. The brother is going to expound on other things that the immigrants have gotten in place of us that really belong to us. Remember, they're not getting extra money. I need Black America to understand this. When we speak about these immigrants getting this money and getting these set-asides, it's not extra money that's just laying off to the side. They're literally taking your money out of your pocket, your inheritance, the stuff that your ancestors worked for. They're taking from you and giving to these immigrants. Let's get into it, y'all. Get the likes up.
Hey, you better wake up.
The immigrants can come into this country and get a stipend, link, a free room and board, free child care, and some of them are getting Social Security. And when my ancestors were released from slavery, they got the clothes on their back, but yet they were told to be happy. So why am I and everyone in this country footing the bill for people who are non-Americans, who don't vote, who don't fight in any of our wars, who've never paid a tax? And we're told that if we say anything, we're xenophobic.
Great question.
Tell me why. Tell us all why. I want to know.
I think it's wrong. I mean, it shouldn't happen, but this is a U.S. immigration system we have that is broken. As migrants continue.
You heard that? I think it's wrong. It shouldn't happen. But whenever somebody say but, I just disregard everything they said prior to that. But the immigration system needs,
To arrive in Illinois, the state is planning to spend an additional $182 million in the next fiscal year on assistance, on top of the $648 million it has already spent.
This is the point. What the brother said is true. With these immigrants coming to the company and get is literally money out of your pocket. It literally comes from the brow and the sweat from your ancestors. That's why they fight so hard to keep you in the illusion of the Pan-African umbrella. Because as long as you buy into that, the more they get to reap the benefits. I need y'all to understand this. Okay? So they keep you stupid and they continue to benefit. They get to laugh with you, slap five with you. They get to cosplay you, act like they're your friends, and they're not. They're nothing of the sort. They're actual thieves. Thieves that look you dead in the face every single day while they steal from you. Again, I thank God my baby was able to graduate college without student loan debt. But I know 99.9% of the Black Americans that I know that went to school have some form of student loan debt. But when I speak to these foreigners and you really get down to the nitty gritty, they get free room and board, free this, free that, free everything. And it's not just in college, it's in life. When they come over here across them borders, they get free housing, free welfare, free child care, free food stamps. And it takes a hell and high water for a nigga to get approved for any of this stuff. They get 0 to low down payment on homes. They get first dibs at this, first dibs at that. This is not lanyard shit hanging around. This isn't extra stuff the government has set aside. This is your stuff, Black America, that these foreigners are coming in and taking. But the longer you play Pan-African, the longer they get to play stupid and steal your money and steal your resources and steal all your stuff. You know, please be mindful of that, Black America. Please be mindful of that. And shout out to that brother who understands. And then that's the reverse psychology. Then they'll turn around and tell you, oh, you xenophobic. Yeah, xenophobic my ass, bitch. Yeah. If you want to say I'm xenophobic, then xenophobic it is. Yeah, bitch. I be all of that. See, once you get to a level to where you don't give a damn what a nigga say, then yeah, I'm xenophobic. I'm all of whatever you say I am, I'm that, and I'm not clearing nothing up. Go argue with your mom, bitch. Say what I said. Okay, now let's get into a few mounds. Y'all get the likes up.
The landscape is dotted with Indian mounds, some of which are among the oldest and most complex ancient sites in North America. In tonight's Heart of Louisiana, Dave McNamara shows us the historical mounds in Jonesville.
Sometimes they appear as a distant rise in the earth, jutting above the flat Louisiana farmland. There are dozens of these mounds scattered across the state. This one was built more than 1,000 years ago. The town of Jonesville in northeast Louisiana sits on top of the site of an ancient Native American city known as Troyville. Its mounds were built 1,500 years ago.
And remember, when they say Native American, that means Indian, which means you, Black America. They say Native American because your mind is already conditioned to think of the $5 Indian, the $5 footlong. That's not who they talking about. These people ain't never built a hut, let alone a house or a mound. This is your people, your ancestry. They don't listen to that Native American term. That's your people.
The Great Mound was over 80 feet tall, as high as the crossbeam on the town's water tower. It was partially destroyed during the Civil War, and then the dirt was used for a bridge embankment.
Of course, the first base was 30 feet high.
Local historian Bill Atkins can point out what's left of the mounds. There's one under the Catholic Church. A cemetery next to the Methodist Church sits atop another. And at the edge of town, a mound overlooks the point where the Ouachita River, the Tensas, Little, and Black Rivers intersect.
It was a massive site for Indians. It's where 4 rivers come together, which was their highway and our superhighway of the time.
But in the central Louisiana town of Marksville,
are you listening?
Between 40 and 50 bodies were found, or partially remains, and some artifacts. But we know that this was a place of respect for the people that lived here.
The burials.
It was a burial mound. That's why you found bodies in there, idiot. It's a freaking burial mound. That's why they got bodies up in there. My God.
And this 30-foot high mound began at the same time that Christ was born, a half world away, 2,000.
Christ was born right up the street. No shade. This is real life. Christ was not born a half a world away. The reason Christ was born right up the street, somewhere in America.
Years ago.
A lot of these sites that we think of as really being ceremonial sites, particularly at that time period between 0 and 400 AD. And so they're typically on a bluff or a piece of high ground overlooking a stream.
Other mounds here align perfectly with the summer and winter solstice. The oldest known mounds in the state sit in the middle of the LSU campus. Their age has been increased as technology has improved. They are among the oldest known man-made structures in North America.
With all the voodoo that we do with radiocarbon dates these days in terms of calibration,
the most impressive mound complex in the state is now a World Heritage Site, located in extreme northeastern Louisiana at Poverty Point.
there is this whole world of different cultures who did different things. And I think that understanding that, I think, is important.
Ancient cities that were thriving here thousands of years ago. With the heart of Louisiana, Dave McNamara, Fox 8 Local First.
Girl, listen. First of all, y'all don't find it odd that it's always Clears giving the story about the history. It's always, they don't even let a $5 footlong come on here and tell us some lies. It's always a blonde-haired, blue-eyed reptilian coming on here telling us what the people did 0 AD, 400 AD. How the hell you know and you wasn't even created, cracker? How do you know what was going on 200-300 AD and you wasn't even a thought? You see what I'm saying? Y'all got to be mindful of these things. And the people that they're talking about is you. You are those people. The mounds that you, first of all, there's mounds all over America. A lot of y'all look at them like they're hills, but a lot of those hills are actually mounds. And some mounds were miles and miles long. So you might just feel like, oh, the ground raises here. No. A lot, they had whole cities on top of mounds. Did you know that? There were whole cities on top of mounds. Certain mounds had royalty or political people that lived at the top. And there was whole like counties that lived on top. This is what was here prior to these crackers coming in. And you heard the man, he said during the Civil War, apparently they blew up the mound and then allegedly created a bridge. Yeah, they blew up the mound on purpose. That's what they do. And then turn around and create a damn bridge. Be mindful of that, y'all. Do your genealogy. Because see, them Mississippians, them mound builders, they're my people. You see what I'm saying? That's where I come from. The Mississippian and mound building people, them the people who started civilization. That's the oldest people on earth. Do y'all understand that? That's the oldest people on the whole planet earth. The Mississippians. They first. That's why you hear people say stuff like, oh, Jesus was born here. Or, oh, we believe this is where the Bethlehem. It's always where the Mississippians were. Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, all of that area, all of that deep south. You know what I'm talking about? That southeast. I can't count Arizona. From Texas to the Carolinas, Tennessee, no, Virginia on down. That whole little, that all of that. Well, really Tennessee on down. That whole, all of that is ancient civilization. If you come from in those areas, you probably hail from an ancient civilization. Arkansas too. Yeah. Arkansas definitely. But I'm telling you, these are the oldest groups of people that ever walked the face of the earth. Matter of fact, what was that man's name who had the DNA? They found the oldest DNA. Wasn't he from Tennessee or something like that? Yes, southeastern United States. That is where the main majority of the oldest people in the world, not Africa. Get Africa out your head. See, that's how they already started the first witchcraft, telling you that everything happened in Africa. They told you the Garden of Eden was over there. They told you that Jesus did that in the third half. They told you everything was over there, so you never stop to look around you right now. That stuff happened right here, okay? And if you are somebody you know or from those areas, I'm telling you, you probably come from a bloodline that is ancient. And you gotta know it. Let me pull a map up so I can show y'all exactly where I'm talking about. Because I'm a visual person anyway. So let me pull up the map. Let me show y'all what I'm talking about. This the areas. US map. Hold on. All right, let me show y'all so y'all can see. And again, it's not just this area, but I'm just telling you the area in which a lot of these ancient people rose from or came from. So when you look at the map, you look at this map, you see all up in here, Texas And again, I'm only going off of what I'm feeling and what I'm channeling, right? So you see all of this: Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Little Rock, well, that's Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, all of the Carolinas, Tennessee, and all up in here, from Richmond, all of this down here. That's all ancient area, bro. That's all ancient people. And this ancient people don't just stop there. Them ancient people go all the way down into Mexico. You get it? Don't let that go over your head. Them ancient people go all the way down into Mexico. That's why your ancient Mayans, your ancient Aztecs, typically the location is where, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mexico. That's where your ancient people come from, in those areas. If you do genealogy and you find your genealogy is pointed mostly in those areas, you probably come from a very ancient bloodline. I'm talking about like bloodlines of the gods, my nigga. Like, I'm not just talking about we just old. I'm talking about the people who actually was on earth doing magic and stuff. Like, yay, traveling in different galaxies and different times and going underground. Yay, like that bad. So be mindful of that, y'all. When you're looking at this, if you understand what you're looking at, then you understand why it's important. Okay. But yeah, I think that that's dope that we finding out these mounds. And I told y'all most of the mounds are in between interstates. Y'all looking at these interstates like, oh, it's just what happened? Y'all looking at these interstates like, oh, it's just hills on side the interstate. No. They literally blew up mounds to put railroads and interstates in between them. So that's why when you riding up the whatever I-10, 75, 95, whatever you on, when you riding up the interstate, you'll see how it'll go up like this and then come. That's the mound. You going through mounds. You going through mounds. You know what else I wonder too? Maybe it's me, but what else I wonder is, what be on the side of them interstates? Like, I be wanting to get out of the car and go see, like, you know how like on the side of the interstate is just woods, obviously it's danger and all those things. But I'm wondering what is there that they don't want us to know. And they put the interstate there so that civilization won't happen there, so that they can obviously hide some things, okay? But I would wonder, like, if someone were to ever go into, like, in between the interstate where it's a bunch of trees and stuff and start digging, I wonder what they would find. You know, I'm pretty sure you'll find artifacts. You probably find people, dead bodies, all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. Now, let's get into the Hispanics. Oh, my bad. The Hispanics are windmilling on their culture because they don't understand what they want to be. This is what's going on. The younger Hispanics want to be Black Americans. They want to claim whatever or they want to claim whatever lineage they are, but they want to be able to walk around with the currency of Black Americans. They want to rap like us, talk like us, walk like us, dress like us, use the N-word, do their hair like us, all of those things, tattoos, even though they hate us simultaneously. This is what they want, right? Now, the problem with that is the elder Hispanics, or the ones who probably my generation and up, feel like y'all boys is cosplaying, like what the hell? And this is an ongoing issue within the Hispanic communities, where you have some Hispanics that feel like y'all just taking on too much Black culture, and then you got some Hispanics who feel like we're not. Let me just say this. The older Hispanics understand what they call foresight. They know that if these children adopt so much Black culture, then they'll lose their own. You get it? Let's get into it. Oh, and this is another thing too. When y'all get into genealogy, you're gonna find that you may have relatives in the Mexico area, but not these Mexicans. These the $5 footlongs. I'm talking about the Black ones, okay? Because you're gonna realize that your genealogy traces you back through Florida. Some of y'all through Florida, even don't get me the line. I want to say some of y'all might even have a couple of Bahamian people because it's right across the river. You feel what I'm saying? Or across the water. But Florida through that Bahamian area, maybe, possibly, but definitely Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Y'all got some bloodline down there in Africa. That ancient Mayan, really Mayan for sure, but that ancient Mayan and Aztec bloodline. That's why a lot of artifacts from Mayan and Aztec culture lives deep in the South. That's another story we'll talk about. Let's get into it.
Lives matter that they want to be paid for being, slaves and all that?
Reparation.
Yeah.
Are you talking about reparation? Well, I heard they passed in North Carolina. But it was,
What?
It was a small little town in North Carolina that passed reparations for whoever's over there. I'm sure they'll try to do something out here in California. I think they already actually got a little board going that they're going to start looking into it. That's what we, the Raza,
need
to step up, protest, and I'm talking major, and turn around and tell them, no. Nobody gave reparations until the Native Americans and the Mexicans get ours first. We've been going through this crap a lot longer, so I don't want to.
What? First of all, they'll always say Native Americans and Mexicans because the gag is the Native American is the fucking Mexican. The Native American is the Mexican. That's why ICE ran up through all of them damn reservations, packing them up out of there. So here it is. Remember, the whole objective is to steal from Black America. Very seldom you'll get them to tell the truth, but when you do, keep your ears wide open. The whole thing is to steal your stuff. So now here it is. We got these wetbacks on here talking about how, oh, yeah, we should get reparations and then the Native Americans before anybody. We need to protest that. Goddamn test tube babies.
Because it's not fair, dog. How are you going to give a bunch of money to a specific group? This is the United States, a melting pot. How are you going to give it to a specific group? Because right now they've got the white people with so much guilt.
So let me get this straight. While we're being guilt tripped.
Did he say, how can you give it to a specific group? I mean, we can go over that. You always give it to a specific group. The Asians, the Jews, everybody gets it. I don't even think we need to go back and forth about that. It's the hate. Let me see what this whole about to say.
Into protesting against ICE. They're having private meetings talking about protesting against us.
Oh, she Black American. You scared me, girl. You scared me. I thought you was a Mexican. You scared me. That color on your hair and your skin tone scared me. Go ahead.
Reparations. He said nobody should get reparations until Native Americans and Mexicans get reparations. That don't even make sense. Why would Mexicans get reparations from the United States of America? If Mexico wanted reparations, they should be getting it from Spain because Spain is their colonizer. You speak the language of the person that conquered you, which is the reason why they speak Spanish. Their fight is not with the United States. These folks came here voluntarily for a better life, not because they had to, not because they were forced to, not because they was made to do anything. So there is no reparations talk between Mexico and the United States. It is completely unwarranted. And when we're talking about the Native Americans, the natives that's on this part of the Americas, right? The ones that's up here, they are already getting reparations. They never stopped getting reparations. When have you ever seen a Native American with a job? You know why they don't have a job? Do you know why they don't have to work? You'll never see a Native American with a job. It's because they don't have to work because they're getting reparations because they have reparative justice on the reservation or whatever. I was just watching Love Jones live the other day, and you know, one of the callers said that he used to work at a casino, and he said that when the natives turn 18, they get a nice little $17,000 check from the government. And then when they turn 21, they get even more money. So they already got their reparations. They good. They don't need nothing else. And the reparations that they did get, to be honest with you, it doesn't really look like it helped them very much as far as their lifestyle because a lot of them are on drugs and have alcohol issues. And I watched the whole documentary on it. This is just pure jealousy because at the end of the day, these three dudes that's sitting there talking about protesting against reparations for Black Americans, they don't even want reparations. They just don't want us to have it.
Facts.
So I'm not surprised, but don't talk to me about no more unity bullshit. And you goddamn sure better not talk to me about no ICE protest. Because I say pour some more ice in the fucking water.
Shout out to this young lady. She has a lot of great points. The fact that they're simply protesting just because it's us tells you everything that you need to know. And then furthermore, when we talk about Native Americans and their reparations, it never was real reparations. That was a facade too. The only people that made off big and good in the Native American agreement is the ones at the top. The clears who cosplayed chiefs and the $5 footlongs who sold them out. All the rest of them fools got crumbled up on the reservation where all they keep is enough money to keep them alive. That's why they all over there on that liquor and jacked up. That's why also Black Americans, it was said that we were not to go on the reservations. Most Black Americans, when they sent us on the Trail of Tears and this quote unquote Great Migration, because a part of that too was that a lot of Black Americans who were classified as Indians then, they literally lost their classification because they refused to go on these reservations. They knew that if you went on these reservations, it is not going to work out well for you. They knew that it was a trap. Yeah, you'll get the check, but ultimately you'll be stuck. You won't be able to work. You won't be able to do nothing. And obviously they foresaw what we see today. They literally foresaw what we see today. So a lot of Black Americans lost their Indian status because they refused to go on reservations. It's kind of like right now, if somebody came up to us and was like, hey, all of Black America, in order for you to maintain your Black American status, y'all got to go live over here. If you don't go live over here, we're going to change your status. Most Black Americans going to be like, girl, fuck that status. I'm not going over there. And whatever status they give us, that's what we're going to do. It's the same thing with the Native Americans and the Indians. I'm sorry, the Black Indians, the Black Americans. When we were labeled as Indian, another huge way to get us out of our spot was to force us on reservations or we lose our status. Now, some Black Americans did go on reservations still, and they kept their Indian status, and they were still even later written out to be Negro anyway. So you either went on the reservation, and then they took your status later, or you didn't go on the reservation and they took it immediately. Because even if you went on the reservation when you had a baby, they're not gonna make your baby an Indian. They're gonna say your baby is a Negro. Yeah. And then when you die, it don't matter if they called you an Indian when you were alive. When you die, they're going to say Negro girl, Negro boy. So either way, you're going to lose your status. Most of our people said, to hell with that. We not going on the reservations. Most of the Native Americans went because they were pawns in the play anyway. They needed to play the role like they really built America, so we won't know we built it. All kinds of stuff, but never fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That's why them people jacked up on the reservations. Also, that's why ICE ran through that bitch, because the Native American is the Mexican and the Mexican is the Native American. The only difference is status. That's it. Now, I saw this little boy. I posted this video earlier, y'all. I saw this little boy, a little baby. He was downtown Charleston, North Carolina. And he noticed that it was nothing but white people down there. And it touched my spirit because this is a baby. This is a baby. And he's like, it's awkward. He was like, it's weird because it's nothing but clear people downtown. Now, mind you, this baby don't have nothing to reference to know that it shouldn't be nothing but clear people there. All he knows is what his soul remembers. And what his soul remembers is this does not look real. I don't recall this area having all of these reptilians walking around here. That's what I got from it. Let's get into the video of this little boy talking to his mama about seeing all the white people downtown.
It's not the same color. Like different colors. See how all of those people are white?
Yeah.
It's weird.
What's weird?
They're just the same color. All of them, they're just...
It's weird everybody's white down here?
Yeah. It's like some kind of... Well, except him.
Yeah, he's black. But everybody else?
That's just like clothes flying on the sidewalk. Why is everybody... See? Like, look.
Connie, I see. Don't point at people.
It's crazy.
Don't look at them like that.
He said, see, look, it's crazy. Listen to the babies. always listen to the babies, because first of all, babies have a closer relationship to source. That's why babies can see ghosts and things of that nature. They already have a closer relationship to source. They have a memory that they don't even understand. Their soul has a way of speaking to them stuff that they don't know. That's why, remember that trend that went out on TikTok where they were asking all them kids who killed Martin Luther King? Some of those kids were coming up with viable answers. Listen. And these kids were not taught about Martin Luther King. When there's a trend on TikTok, if you think I'm lying, go look it up. There's a trend on TikTok where all of these adults are asking these kids, I'm talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, hey, who killed Martin Luther King? Some of them will be like, oh, and some of them don't know, but some of them be giving viable answers. It's because a lot of times your soul has a memory and it holds memory that you consciously don't understand what it is. And them babies be closer to the universe and to soul and source than anybody. And I believe what I saw there was that little boy recognizing this isn't familiar. All of these white people. And he said, I only got one black guy. This is a baby. One black guy. He was like, but everybody else, he was like, look, it's white. That tells you that was unfamiliar. And it wasn't unfamiliar because he wasn't used to being around white folks. The environment in which he believed or remembered to perceive that environment, that was unfamiliar. That was unfamiliar. Never forget it. Now, I want to move on. Let's get into Idris and his genealogy. Y'all get the likes up on the video. So Idris Elba does his genealogy and apparently finds out that his genealogy leads him back to America. Now, before we get into the genealogy in Idris Elba, you got to understand American history. Remember I told y'all that on this channel, remember I told y'all that the Most High told Adam and Eve to go be fruitful and multiply. Remember? I told y'all, they said, hey, y'all, go be fruitful and multiply. But I told y'all Adam and Eve was not just one man and one woman. One man and one woman, I'm sorry. Adam and Eve was told that meant the representation of male and female of nations. I also told you Black Americans literally built the entire world. Part of that being fruitful and multiply was for us to go around the world, create civilizations. We still do it today. We just don't realize it. People get their whole language, verbiage, the way they walk, talk, and eat right now from Black America. Right now in 2026, we are still teaching the world how to be civilized. When the Most High wrote in that scripture, go be fruitful and multiply, he meant for his chosen people to teach the rest of this world what it is to be civilization, okay? What it is to have anything. This is why I say you better thank a nigga. Black Americans created literally everything that the world knows today. It sounds asinine, but I'm telling you, it's the God's honest truth. We created it. We are the only inventors. We are the first inventors, the first engineers, the first doctors, the first lawyers. We are the first. We are the source, okay? Now, if you understand history, when the Most High said, hey, y'all, go be fruitful and multiply, then you know we went here, there, and everywhere. And a lot of those places were close by places like Europe. A lot of Black Americans went to Europe to set up colonies and civilizations amongst many, many, many other places. Sierra Leone and all kinds of places. We were literally going all over the world setting up civilization. So if you know that, then that would mean genetically, lineage-wise, genealogy-wise, that would mean regardless of where these people landed, you would have genetic ties right back here. Because remember, the Most High wasn't talking to one person, one man and one woman. He was talking to a nation of people when he said, go be fruitful and multiply. Now, why is this important? Here comes Idris Elba with his fine ass. He finer than a dog. Yes, he is. Anyway, Idris Elba, who we know to be an American, well, we thought he was an American actor. He's really a British actor who does an American accent extremely well. You know what I'm saying? But either way, he's going through his genealogy and he finds that a lot of his ancestry, or at least some of his ancestry, went right back here to America. Again, if you understand history, then you'll say, yeah, sound about right, because I know that it was Black Americans, yes, us, Black Americans who went all across the world to procreate. And Europe was one of those places where we went as well. I also told y'all the original France is down there in Louisiana. The other France is a replica. The original Spain and Rome and Egypt, all of that stuff is in America. All the rest of that stuff is a replica. That's a little bonus. Let's get into genealogy with Idris Elba, y'all. Like the video.
Did y'all hear Idris say this?
My DNA test. I knew my mom had an American father, but my dad's from Sierra Leone. Very proud. Sierra Leone. Ghana. DNA. No Sierra Leonean. Wait, what? No.
Idris Elba said when he did his DNA test, his father's DNA came back with no Sierra Leonean in it. And he was wondering why. Hold on, I'm going to move out of the way so y'all can read this. My name is Erica, and if you're new here, I love to share information that I learned while researching my family. The reason why Idris Elba's father had no Sierra Leonean in it was because Sierra Leone was founded by free blacks, free Jamaicans, free Nova Scotians, and free Caribbean people all over Central and South America and North America that were brought to Sierra Leone. Don't get me wrong.
She's speaking fast, but I'm going to slow her down. I hate that. Listen, the Sierra Leone was created by a bunch of Pan-Africans, okay? Pan-Africans, a bunch of them, the Marcus Garvey ass Negroes, and I'm not saying that they were Marcus Garvey Negroes, but a bunch of people who believed that we belong to go to Africa. And I don't think all of them believed it. At least that was their messaging, right? So with that being said, a lot of us went to Sierra Leone, and that's why it was a bunch of Caribbeans as well, because it was a bunch of these Pan-African people trying to get Black Americans to leave America and go somewhere else. Okay, let me get back to it. I slowed that down a little bit.
Indigenous people that were there before these people got there. However, y'all already know what the British does. When the British comes into a place, they come in, they get rid of everybody else, or they make them assimilate into what they are getting ready to do. See, what had happened was the British people got tired of the poor blacks taking up space in their community of London and in their city of London. So what they did was they got together and they was like, look, we can send all of them over to Sierra Leone and then we ain't got to be bothered with them no more. The problem is that when they sent them over there, they were met by the indigenous people who was like, hell no, y'all not finna come over here and take over our stuff. Similar to what they did in America. Seemed to be a problem or a theme with the British people. When they don't want to deal with you no more, they send you somewhere else. Well, the first group of people that they sent over there didn't make it. It was only 64 of them that wound up living. Only 6 of them were white. Most of them were African Americans that went to London after they fought for the British during the American Revolution. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, but some stories back, I told you that those people who fought for the British during the American Revolution were oftentimes...
Only to correct a couple of things. And she's not wrong. She's going off of what she's reading off of Google. But I'm going to give y'all the real tea. So a lot of those, okay, it was Black Americans, Caribbeans, all of those people were tasked to get our people to go over to Africa. So a lot of them did go to Sierra Leone. And yes, when they got there, the first group of them, they had a whole war. Most of them were wiped out because the native and the indigenous population, the other Africans there, was like, hell no, we not going. As they should. It's almost like somebody coming in my house right now saying, I'm about to live here. No, bitch, one of us got to go. One of us got to die. And that's literally what happened. But the British and the Black Americans, or the people in America, were all working together. It was an all one effort to get us to leave our land here and go there. So that is why they were sending those people. And yes, they did send some poor people, but for the most part, these people were supposed to go start the civilization, and we were supposed to be over here in the Americas going, oh snap, we need to run away from these white folks and go to Africa. That's what they wanted. But that didn't happen like that because Black Americans are warriors, and plus Caribbean people as well. Most of them were like, nah, we ain't going no fucking where. No, we ain't doing that. No, some of them went, but the most of us was like, we're not going, and we did not go. So when you hear about people having ancestry to Sierra Leone, it's really not a lot of ancestry to the people who are from there. It's the settlers from here who went there to set up shop. And yes, a lot of them got killed on that first round. Marcus Garvey was trying to get us up there too.
Native, indigenous, Black Americans to that land, or Black Indians, as they like to call them. And I don't know if y'all remember me telling y'all either over in another video that Paul Cuff got together with some British people and got together a group of African Americans to try and send them to Sierra Leone via the American Colonization Society. And Paul Cuff was a Native American as well. And I don't know if you see it right there, but right up there at the top, it say American Indian Tainos Ancestry. right on up there at the top. These were Native American Indians that they gathered up on a boat and they sent to Sierra Leone. Y'all come back for part 3 because
let me read this. It says African Americans, that's us. Afro-Caribbeans, that's all of the Black Caribbeans. Americo-Liberians, that's the Black people in America, that's still Black Americans. Atlantic Creoles, those are Black people too. All of these are Black people. Black Britons, a lot of them are a mixture of Black Americans and Black Caribbeans at the time. Black Nova Scotians, those people are indigenous. Gambling Creoles, Gambian Creoles, Gold Coast, Europe Africans. All of these people are were indigenous people that they were trying to get to go start this new colonization. Of course, the American Colonization Society. They were supposed to go start this new colony, and we were supposed to be over here in America getting under all this tyranny. Say, oh my God, we can't take it no more. We should all just pack up and go to Africa. That was the plan, but we wasn't going. Okay, we was not going, and that's why those people, when y'all be hearing them DNA tests, oh, this one from Sierra Leone, that one from Sierra Leone, go through the paperwork. Them motherfuckers right here, from right here in Jamaica, or right here in Europe, or right here and there in the third, New Orleans, wherever. It be the same people, just in different locations. And let me add this too. It was something I was about to say. Lord, I hope I ain't forget my thought. It was something else I was about to say. Lord. I was saying, it's something that keep bringing up to the top of my mind that I want to bring up on this stream that I can't remember. What we were talking about, it'll come back. Anyways, it was a lot of us that went out and created these civilizations because, like I said, be fruitful and multiply. Oh, let me say this too. Tainos, that's not the $5 footlongs that you see. There are a lot of cosplaying Hispanics going around telling y'all that they are indigenous and they are Taino. The Taino Indian is my color and your color, and so on and so forth. But the Taino Indian is not them cosplaying $5 footlong Cabbage Patch Kids that they got running around the world today, okay? You got to understand the way it really happened then to understand why it is now. I think I was going to go into, Europe. That's another thing. Black Americans. That's what I wanted to say because I've heard this on many times as well. You're going to do your genealogy, and some of you are going to find European ancestry. Just because you find European ancestry doesn't mean, number one, that they're white. Get that out of your head, because most of those Europeans back then were Black. So just because you find a European in your ancestry doesn't automatically mean they're white, number one. Number two, when you find these European ancestors, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are native or indigenous to Europe. What we know is Europe is a melting pot. It's like New York in the middle over there. It's a whole bunch of Black people from all over Africa, the Caribbean, America. They from everywhere. Just because the location of a birth, or at least the location of the person, brings you back to Europe does not necessarily always mean that they are European. Some of them are. I'm not saying that they aren't. Some of you do have Black Europeans in your ancestry. But never forget, location does not dictate identity. Location does not dictate identity. A way you can know that, I'm from New Orleans, born and raised, but I live here in Georgia. I'm not a Georgia peach. I'm from New Orleans through and through. That's who I am. You see what I'm saying? Location does not dictate identity. If I go move to Timbuktu right now, I'm still going to be voodoo from New Orleans. It don't matter where I live. If I have 3 generations of kids, 4 generations from now, I will been located in Timbuktu, but I will still be voodoo from New Orleans. Does that make sense? Keep that in mind, y'all. When y'all doing y'all genealogy, them people played a lot of tricks. Keep that in mind. Mother Tree and Moon, thank you for the super chat. Says, aren't Netta and Charles your I think I read that one. Thank you, boo. I appreciate you. Tisha, thank you for the super chat. Says Mindy Kaling brother that cosplay. Yes, y'all know about Mindy Kaling. That's the girl who played on The Office. I love that show. But she played on The Office. She's a Black red dot Indian, and her brother, because he like my color, cosplayed a Black American and got free college. We talked about it on the channel, honey. Thank you, boo. Harlem Scholar, thank you for the super chat. Says, boo, I recently found a marriage document for my 3rd time's great-grandmother. The marriage location was South McAllister Indian Territory. That's Oklahoma, Choctaw Nation. You see what I'm saying? Now, that documentation literally proves that you have Indian indigenous blood. Yay! If the marriage location was in South McAllister Indian Territory, there's a high likely possibility or probability that your family is from that area. Okay? People don't typically get married in places they're not familiar with. We do now with destination weddings, but typically you get married in your home. So now that's a huge nugget. Go look deeper into that and what you found. Yes, go get your money. You tell her, Sergeant King, go get your coins. Because I'm pretty sure if your family got that type of marriage certificate, I'm pretty sure your family owned a lot of land and they wasn't no bums. They wasn't no bums. They probably had a lot of things taken from them. Go get it. Hey, it's Trey. Thank you for the super chat. Says, with all this history, we need to steer the next generation to study archaeology. Yes, chemistry and all other the sciences. We need our own in these fields. Yes, and not just a black face. We need our own that we raising with the truth in these fields. Okay. Vu in the 70s, my dad went to some African Swahili stuff. Listen, for real, we do need to start breeding our own babies, and we're gonna start doing it. Trust me, it's working. But with that being said, y'all, I gotta hop up off. I'll probably come on later for some other stuff. But for now, I'm about to put my beef tips back in the oven. I cooked some beef tips yesterday, and I made some red potatoes. I was gonna put them on the grill, but I don't think my grill works no more. I think it's rusty now. But I put some beef tips on, girl. I'm about to make me some vegetables and a salad or something to go with that. And that's my dinner for the week. Love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one. See y'all later. Monday through Friday is where the Joce resides. So make sure y'all pull up and like the video, subscribe to the channel so you know when we upload or go live. Meet me at the dollhouse if y'all want Joce later on. Peace.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I won't blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Mix it for your boy. Drop it for your lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.